Please welcome to the stage Barbara Humpton, President and CEO of Siemens USA.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Concordia. And Matthew and Nicholas, thank you for hosting us, having us back here together. And many thanks to Mayor Adams for the warm welcome to New York. We're gathering here at a time when the stakes are incredibly high. We have war in Europe. We have the energy crisis that is going along hand in hand with that. We have a pandemic, which we heard on 60 Minutes has ended, but we know that pandemic continues to haunt parts of the globe. In fact, you'll hear from my colleague, Bernd Montag, that we're also dealing with the hidden pandemic of cancer as well. With all this disruption, what will it take for us to meet the moment? And Concordia gives us that perfect forum where businesses and governments and non-governmental organizations meet to bring what they have to offer to the table. But in thinking about this, I was struck last week in a conversation I had with Her Excellency Emily Haber, Germany's ambassador to the US. I had the privilege of interviewing her last week, and we talked for a moment about energy and what will be happening this winter, and as she said, next, in Germany. And what she pointed out is something I think we all know, that in fact, the clock speed for change is long when we're dealing with matters of infrastructure. You see, one answer to the crisis that's going on right now is to deliver more LNG, liquefied natural gas, into Germany and into the rest of Europe. We, of course, would need to transmit electricity across those countries. And what does it take in order to make that kind of change? It takes years of permitting. It takes years of process. It takes commitments of years to make the business case for driving change. And so this has me thinking that we really, in this room, are people who are working within organizations that track to clock speeds that have been developed over centuries. So how do we move with speed and scale to meet the moments of disruption we need to tackle now? Here's the key. Government plays a critical role. First, in setting aspirations, in setting vectors, directions for our societies to pursue. Business plays a role in ensuring we understand the art of the possible, introducing new technologies. Non-governmental organizations have a role because while we drive transformation and change, there are elements of our societies that will need to help adapting. So whether we're talking about education, whether we're talking about investment of public funds, or whether we're talking about what we at Siemens can bring to the table, we are all in this together. Now, what are we doing at Siemens? At Siemens, we've been focused on bringing digitalization to the physical world. Think about microgrids to help with the transmission of electricity. Think about technology to support manufacturing. And here's the promise of what we have for the future. Today, with the digital technologies we have, we can invent anywhere and transmit our creativity everywhere. In this moment of disruption, we have a brilliant opportunity for what we're talking about as globalization. Yes, for decades, we've been driving the global supply chain to find the cheapest points of labor, to find the least cost sources of materials. But what if that's not the equation to be solved right now? Today, we're living in an era when we need to bring speed to need. We need to deliver capability everywhere, and now we have the technology to do it. In a few moments, I'll be joining colleagues on the stage to talk about the roles we all play. But I've been delighted to be able to take this moment with you to make sure we set the stage for an optimistic outlook. We have the tools today. We have the capabilities. And here at Concordia, we have the ecosystem that can deliver on this promise. Let's work together. Thank you.